Well, in recent days, I have showed you how the stratospheric warming situation is unfolding, and the fact that we've seen the displacement of the polar vortex down over the Atlantic. We're seeing that response down at 500 millibars and below. Thanks for clicking on to the Wednesday edition of Vogan's European Outlook. Interesting upcoming few days for the UK in particular, as we have a series of storm systems coming in from the Atlantic. The Atlantic jet was clocked at 245 miles an hour, raced across the Atlantic yesterday. That is creating a strong incubation region for cyclogenesis and deepening of low pressure. So the first in the series of lows is going to arrive on our shores through the day tomorrow. Happens to be the day that my daughter is due to arrive in this earth. My wife and I are going in tomorrow morning to the Royal in Glasgow for a section, so a planned section. So um, our newborn should arrive tomorrow, while the UK is getting hit by some stormy weather. But it's the first in a series of lows that is coming in. You can see here off the GFS sea level pressure that we've got a large height field here, strong height field at the surface over Europe. But look at this over at the Atlantic here to the south of Greenland, and notice the way these areas of low pressure are going. You've got a kind of, it's like a kind of rotation in the upper vortex here. So you've got areas of low pressure cycling around this area of this larger wheel of low pressure, if you will, and you've got these systems that kind of deepen as they start to dip into the base of the trough. They really deepen because the air starts to pile up, and therefore it strengthens the area of low pressure. So the first area of low pressure is going to arrive through the day tomorrow. So southern parts of the UK, I think, are going to be really mainly in the firing line with this. But you can see here how this area of low pressure kind of pushes in. It will bring severe gales across Ireland and probably the western side of the UK here. But you notice all the while we've got an area of low pressure here to the west of Iceland here, just on the west coast. You've got another area of low pressure here on the western side of the upper trough, the south of Greenland. That is the Friday system that will cross over the UK. And the Met Office and Met Arian hasn't named anything yet because of the uncertainty in the track. Once they can pin down the track better, and if it is going to cross over the southern half of the UK, we're likely to get our fourth named storm of the season. But you can see here that as we go through the day tomorrow, we are going to see some fairly stormy conditions here. But it's the second feature during Friday that we're keeping our eyes mostly on, because you notice here it starts to kind of creep in, and there it is here. It kind of just forms, deepens, and sweeps over the southern half of the UK and northern France. So it looks as if it's actually going right across the south coast of England here. That feature then pushes through during the day on Friday, and then into Saturday, another system right in the base of the trough, right in the incubation region, forms and crosses in a similar path here across the southern half of the UK, maybe slightly further north than the Friday system here, but this would be during the day on Sunday. And two systems, one after the other, 24 hours apart, appeared across over the UK here. So we definitely have a stormy pattern today, or should I say really tomorrow, through the early part of next week. We've got a lot of unsettled weather to come here, and we probably will see a named storm over the next 12 to 24 hours. I think the Met Office will probably name this thing. And then you notice here that we've got a brief ridge of high pressure that comes into the UK. But look at this beast out over the Atlantic here. The pressure could be dropping into the 930s, even 920s in millibars, given just the setup here that we've got. All the ingredients are coming together. The polar vortex, where it's positioned, tends to lead to lower heights and low pressure beneath it. When you've got warmth aloft within the stratosphere, transferring the energy down into the troposphere, it tends to lead to higher pressure at 500 millibars. So we can see where the polar vortex is sitting. It's sitting over the North Atlantic, and therefore it is attracting cyclogenesis and storminess over the open Atlantic here. And we are going to see at least two systems, maybe three, pushing across the UK over the course of the next 5 days. And then what happens after that remains very much open to question here. Now, the Scandinavian blocking high looks as if it's going to strengthen. This massive, deep area of low pressure here looks as if it's going to rotate away from the UK. And then as we start to push through next week here, out to about a week from now, you notice here that we have got the potential for near 1050 millibar surface high pressure developing over Scandinavia. But watch what's happening here, folks. We've got areas of low pressure pushing in towards the UK, but it's essentially getting deflected back out into the Atlantic here as this feature here over Scandinavia strengthens. Remember what I did show you? I think it was either yesterday or the day before. Can't remember which. It was in the written post anyway. That the GFS has the polar vortex shifting from the Atlantic to Scandinavia. And that could be something that we're seeing here at 500 millibars and down towards the surface here. The response in the atmosphere here. But what I'm trying to get at here is this area of high pressure is building, it's building westwards. Could we be seeing the Atlantic getting shut down, the reversal in winds, and starting to draw on air from Russia, from Eastern Europe, towards the UK here? So that's what I'm trying to get at. Later next week could get interesting. There's a long way to go here, folks, I know that, but it could get interesting. Watch this space. We may have something to get excited about towards the end of next week. But certainly over the next 5 days, turn on stormy. I won't have a video, probably won't have a post over the next several days here, folks, because we're going back to sleepless nights. We're going back to a very busy spell, and I probably won't have anything on the website until at least Saturday night, if not on Sunday, if I get the opportunity. So I appreciate your patience and I appreciate you understanding the situation over the next few days here. So hope you have a great Wednesday, and I'll be back again hopefully on Sunday. Bye for now.